everyone, how's it going? So I want to make something very clear before I start this video. My political stance on this is extremely neutral. I look at primary sources and provide an argument based on what I'm seeing here while trying to counter any arguments that a person may have for what I'm trying to argue here. Secondly, we want to get some backstory to this story before we get into the core of it and why I titled it the way it is. So back in January, this game called Knight's Path, which is an indie medieval game, showcased one of their romance options in their upcoming game. So it's a very beautiful woman, as you can see here. Someone asked, I hope you'll have some LGBTQ representation in the game, and they responded, we care about gaming and fun and not modern agendas. Now, another indie title called 1348 X Photo decided to jump onto this highly volatile story because it just went completely nuclear with 6.9 million views. Nice. 55k likes, tweets, you name it. Like, it just started going everywhere. But yeah, they jumped on it and stated, don't forget to wishlist and note the release date of your modern agenda. Now, LGBTQ themes are a huge part of this game. You take control of a non-binary knight who's, I believe, on a quest for revenge or discovery. I'm not really sure. It doesn't really interest me. But the game's demo came out. A lot of people played it. They said it had very bad performance issues and other things. But now the game is out right now, so we can rate it based on its merits itself. And you can see here it has 82 reviews, which is quite concerning. We'll get into that later. Even though it's an indie game, you'll probably think that's not a big deal. It actually is. And it has mixed reception. You can see here from the reviews, a lot of people were stating that it performs very poorly. The game's combat is fickle. Like, the game just overall isn't optimized. You can see here that there are some people who said the game is around 4 hours long. And look, if a game is short, I don't mind that. It is $25, which is a high asking price, but I would argue if a game is well developed, people will pay for it. It is on discount for 10%, so it's $24 with tax. Regardless, yeah, the game isn't performing well, and a lot of people are citing that it has the same issues as the demo, which is not a good look. Now, why do I have concern about this? Well, it seems that the developers weren't entirely honest when it came to this game. So the game reached a peak of around 400 players, which, you know, for an indie title, whatever, but, you know, this is where I have a lot of concern with. 100,000 wish lists. Now, 100,000 is a very big number for an indie game, and you could say, yes, it just got that because a lot of people who support these themes opened their Steam account and wishlisted the game. Okay, let's consider that as an argument. Well, look at this number. This is from the official account. Over 250,000 people wishlisted this game. Again, you could make that argument about people who just support these themes, opened a Steam account or went to their Steam long-standing account and wishlisted this game. That's entirely possible. There are people from both sides of the political spectrum who will literally bot Twitter likes. They'll do whatever they can instead of actually buying and supporting the product in order to get their side to win. Like, we've all seen it. It goes both ways when it comes to this. But over 250,000 people, and you only reached around 400 people. Now, most games make most of their sales within the first week of the game coming out, especially single player games, which this is. Like, single player games have to make the primarily source of their money during the first week of their release because the story's out there. Yes, there are gameplay elements that could be spectacular enough that people don't really care about story, but still, story does play a huge role in this. And 400 players after that many wish lists, the numbers aren't adding up. It makes no sense. And it also becomes a little concerning when you start to look at the Twitter account. Like, this has 3k likes. This one also has 3k likes. This one has 90 likes. Like, that is a reply, so you expect, yeah, it would have dramatically less likes, but not to this disparity, and you just keep seeing this. 2k likes, 100 likes after the retweet. This is a retweet. This is the official 700. Here it has 2.3 likes. This has 22k likes. And yes, it does have a lot of replies, which does add to the traction of this. And you could also chalk it up to them probably promoting on Twitter. Twitter does have a very heavily influencer program where they literally promote the hell out of tweets that you pay for Twitter Blue and other marketing material. But this is just a little weird when you look at all these numbers, you look at the wish list, and then you look at the player count. Something isn't adding up, and I really think that the developer lied about a lot of stuff. Like, even if I give them the most generous argument here that yes, 250,000 people did wishlist this game. How is it that you only got about 82 reviews from that? Like 250,000 to 82 reviews and 400 players? Something is really, really sketchy here, and I really think there's something here. Look, I'm trying not to say that they straight up lied, because this is something that would have been easily refuted the second the game came out. It's like if you went through all your pictures on a dating profile and it shows you all of them having a six-pack. When you meet the person, you can't lie about that stuff. They're going to see you in person. It's the same situation. Eventually, this game was going to come out, and once it did, these numbers have to correlate in some way. And seeing that they're not, a lot of people, or I would argue, like myself, would come to the same conclusion. Someone is lying here. And we're going to go to the official account when it comes to this stuff. When you say you have 250,000 wish lists and you only have about 400 people playing the game with 82 reviews, something is wrong here. Something is going on, and it doesn't look good for the developer here, because I guarantee you a lot more people who aren't as neutral as myself. Like I said, I don't care about the politics about this game. I care about the meritocracy of it, whether it plays well, whether it's a good game, and neither of those things are true. And now you have a third thing. Where are those 250,000 people who wishlist this game? You would assume, at least, like, even if you're being the most generous person out there, I'd say only 10,000 people were waiting just to play this game right now. It should be at least in the hundreds. Like, even it could even break 100 players. So, yeah, something here is amiss, and I really think, like, my argument, based on all the primary sources I've seen here, comes down to they lied. Like, they lied about the wish list, they lied about the player traction, and these Twitter likes, all of this may have just come from them using the Twitter's marketing system, and that's it. Or it could be, like, botting. Like, based on my experience in social media, I've done YouTube for over 10 years. I've done all of this for over 10 years. A lot of this does point to botting. And I don't know if Steam has a system when it comes to wish listing. I know they have a system when it comes to reviews. They'll absolutely take down a review if you got the game for free and didn't tell the person. They'll look through everything. They look at, like, literally player count and everything. This has one of the best review systems in the gaming landscape to this day. You can literally filter through everything. Like, we can actually go 42 positive reviews. So, So, yeah. Wait, this is weird. Review 13. Who starts a review like that? That is very strange. Graphic and animation. I don't know. Like, I guess maybe that's how that person writes. Again, I trust Steam's system when it comes to this stuff. And you can also look at the negative, which you can sort by playtime as well. Like, just put it right there. But regardless, yeah. I really think that someone is lying here, and it really does point to the developer not being exactly truthful when it comes to this product. And, well, let's check back tomorrow and we'll see how things go. But yeah, I don't see that this game is going to even break 1,000 people. I could be wrong about that, but tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinion, but that's it for me. Bye.